Hey guys, welcome back to some more reviews. I'm Horrorboy465, aka Nate Murphy, the Explorer 4. Welcome back to some more reviews. And today, continue my reviews on the Halloween franchise with Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Now, this came out in 1989, gets a 5.2 on IMDb. Now, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, it is a film that I used to think was just decent. A lot of times in the past, I used to say that it was okay, that it was meh, that I enjoyed the atmosphere, that I enjoyed, I enjoyed the Jamie Lloyd character and Donald Pleasance in the film and the acting in general. I've said that in the past, and I said that it had good and decent makeup effects, which. Honestly, the movie, it does have some good things to it. I'll be honest, it does have some good things to it. I think this is when the franchise goes downhill, because this movie, it's awful. It really is awful. But I do think it does have some decent themes to it. A lot of silly stuff, a lot of stupid stuff. This is the film that starts the Thorn plotline, which I am not a fan of whatsoever. I know that a couple people are fans of that plotline, which is totally fine. I'm just not a fan of the Thorn plotline. I think putting Michael Myers in a cult is just not necessary. It doesn't fit at all. It does not need to be done. But Halloween 5 is the start of the Thorn plotline. I'm not sure if the name Thorn pops up in the film, but I know the symbol that will later on become the Thorn symbol in Halloween 6 appears in the film. So it is the start of the Thorn plotline. But I do feel like this is definitely the best one from 5 on. Halloween 6, 7, 8, the remakes. This is definitely the best one from Halloween 5 on. But it really is a bad film. It's the best bad film, but it's a bad film. It's the best bad film from Halloween 5 to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but it's still a bad movie. It's still got a lot of stuff to it it's got a lot of problems. But Halloween 5 came out in 1989, gets a 5.2 on IMDb. It sort of continues the events from Halloween 4. I mean, you got the same ending. The beginning of the movie starts off with like a pumpkin being stabbed, and it forms a jack-o'-lantern, and then that's the opening credits, like a jack-o'-lantern being stabbed, and then boom, Halloween 5. And then you get, of course, the ending from Halloween 4. Michael Myers is shot, and he falls down into a mine shaft. They throw in some dynamite. Got this silly-looking scene where Michael Myers is like, he pretty much crawls out of the mine shaft before the dynamite goes off. He goes down this sort of stream, and he ends up washing up on this homeless guy's house. And he goes to choke the homeless guy, but he falls down. Another stupid thing is, I guess the homeless guy kept him in his house for a year or something, because he didn't bury the guy. He didn't get rid of the body at all. He just kept the guy literally in his house for a year. Because it says Halloween 1989, or it says like Halloween 1 year later, something like that. And you find that Jamie Lloyd has been put into a psychiatric hospital. She is now mute, and she is having these nightmares about Michael Myers. You got this silly idea about a whole psychic, supernatural connection between her and Michael Myers. Stupid stuff. It does have some bad things. And then pretty much Michael Myers, he comes back to life. He kills the homeless guy. I really couldn't tell what's going on. Like, it looks like he's throwing something, then he beats the homeless guy. I don't know what happened, but I know that he kills the homeless guy, goes back to Haddonfield, and is now trying to once again kill Jamie Lloyd. But the movie, that's just the basic that's like the basic, that's just pretty much the plot. I mean, it's pretty much, besides the whole Thorn thing, kind of basic. But I think with Halloween 5, it's just you got a guy named Dominic Othman Gerard who had made Omen 4, who had directed I don't even know what else besides Omen 4. I think he only made Omen 4. I think he made this, then he did Omen 4, and I think he got fired on Omen 4. If I'm not mistaken, I think he got fired. But he did a lot of TV stuff. But he did Omen 4, which was a TV movie, I believe. Um, I think Omen 4 is a TV. Yeah, it's a TV movie. But he did a movie called After Darkness, Night Angel. I've never heard of those movies. But his two movies that he's known for is Omen 4 and Halloween 5. Oh, I feel like Halloween 5 is better than Omen 4 because Omen 4 is complete, utter crap. It's boring. It copies a lot from the first movie. Looks very cheap. Didn't enjoy the cast. Didn't enjoy the atmosphere. Didn't enjoy anything about it. So yeah, I think Omen 4 is worse than Halloween 5. But Halloween 5, even though it being as bad as it is, I do feel like it has some good things. First of all, it has a slasher feel to it. There's definitely a body count. You got some pretty good death scenes, pretty good makeup effects. I feel like the Halloween mood was done well in this film. It was shot okay, I guess. I'm really trying to think of what else is good. The score is forgettable. It honestly is. It's done by Alan Howarth, but it's honestly probably his most well. It's actually, I take that back because Halloween 6 was horrible. I think he did the score for Halloween 6, and that score was awful. I mean, it's got a whole guitar thing going on, and you figure it would sound awesome, a whole like rock score to a Halloween film. All right, it's different, but the way that it sounds was just awful. But I would say that score is more worse than Halloween 5 score. But Halloween 5's music is not that memorable, and one of the strong points of the first 4 movies is the score. Halloween 1, 2, and 3, and 4, they all 4 had really good scores. And then when you get to this film, it's lackluster. The best song is the main theme of the movie. And it's the Halloween theme, but it's like slowed down and it's played real slow, and that was done well. The rest of the score I didn't really care for. But you do have some decent themes. I don't mind the scene where Jamie Lloyd and the really annoying Tina character, Wendy Kaplan, who I guess becomes the heroine of the film, but I'll get to her in a second because Wendy Kaplan is awful. She is terrible in this film. But I'll get to I'll get to the cast in a minute. But I didn't mind the scene where Michael Myers driving this car and he's chased after Jamie Lloyd and the Tina character. All right, pretty suspenseful scene. It was done well. It was shot well. I'll give it that. I didn't mind the scenes in the house, the Myers house. The scene where Jamie Lloyd is in this vent or his laundry chute, whatever, and Michael Myers is, he's attacking and stabbing through the metal, and Jamie Lloyd has to actually, when Michael Myers stabs through, she uses a knife to sort of elevate herself up to the, top floor again. It was very suspenseful, very well shot. I will give it that. Very well shot scene, very well done. I'm trying to think what else. The scene that took place in the barn, the barn scenes, it's a decent atmosphere to the barn. There really isn't much else to this film, though. I mean, it has really bad ideas, horrible cast, horrible actors. I mean, besides Donald Pleasance, which he did a good job in this film, the acting by Donald Pleasance wasn't the problem. I think he did a great job acting-wise. I think that Dominic Olton-Gerard, who did an awful job directing and did an awful job writing, because he made Donald Pleasance, or they made Dr. Loomis' character in this movie very angry, very, just angry, just straight up angry, and and to pretty much everybody in the film. You know, in the other films, it was different. I mean, Donald Pleasance was trying to help out everybody. He was being kind to people. He was helping. He helped Jamie Lee Curtis in the first film. He helped the Jamie character from the fourth film, and you know, and it's just in this film he's more angry. He has more rage in this film. He's just being angry all the time. And Donald Pleasance did a good job acting wise. Acting wise, by Donald Pleasance. Great job. It was just Dominic Olton and Gerard making this script where the Dr. Loomis character is very mean, very angry, which is not Dr. Loomis. Dr. Loomis is there to help people. He's there to be kind to people, and he's helped people fight off Michael Myers. And he's, in the first movie, he shot Michael Myers like 6 times out the top of the window. On Halloween 2, he blew up the whole He blew up because they were letting off gas fumes and blew up Michael Myers. Halloween 4, he helped Jamie Lloyd and got her in the school building. Tried to get her away from Michael Myers. Here, he's screaming. He's being real kind of angry towards people. He's talking to the Jamie Lloyd character, saying, because he knows that she's sort of supernaturally linked with Michael Myers, which is I'm sorry, it's a really bad idea. But, he's pretty much telling her, well, come on, tell me where Michael Myers is. Come on, tell me where he is. And just yelling and screaming at the Jamie Lloyd character. I'm thinking that this is not something that Dr. Loomis would do. This was just something that is not what the character would do. So Dominic Olton and Gerard, horrible job for the script, for writing the script. I mean, that is just something that Dr. Loomis would not do. But like I said, Donald Pleasance, great job in the film. Still has that energy to him. Really good acting performance by Donald Pleasance. It was just the script. It was Dominic Olton and Gerard who made the script and made the Dr. Loomis character more angry. And that is just not how Dr. Loomis really is. But there's a scene where he takes a radio and he breaks the radio, and then he points a gun at this guy, and he's holding the Jamie Lloyd character not hostage, but he's using her sort of as bait, and he's like, "Come on, Michael, come get her." Lets a net down and shoots some of these darts towards the end of the film, and then takes like a wooden board, and hits Michael Myers until he knocks him out. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, the character in this movie was a little. Donald Pleasance did a good job. He did a really good job. It was just Dominic Olton and Gerard did a bad job in the script for writing the characters, because Dr. Loomis is not meant to be that angry and stuff like that. Danielle Harris in the film, she did pretty good. I don't feel like she did as good as Halloween 4, because here Dominic Olton and Gerard just came up with this random idea to make the Jamie Lloyd character mute, which I have no clue why. I mean, I guess that she doesn't scream because she's having nightmares, so they did that so that she's not screaming so much when she's having the nightmares. But still, she's mute through most of the film. And I noticed that about halfway through, she is all of a sudden, it changes. I mean, she's not mute anymore. I don't get that. I mean, she's mute all the way up to the halfway point, and then she screams, and then she's not mute anymore. I got no clue. I don't know if you can just become unmute like that. Maybe. I don't know. But I will say this, though. The movie has great atmosphere. It does have some decent scenes. The guy who played Michael Myers in the film, this is how he plays Michael Myers. And my friend John Grande made a good point on this. I mean, Dominic Olton and Gerard put Michael Myers in so many shots that it was just like, you could just see Michael Myers in the background just standing there like this, watching people and staring at people. As they're talking and dialogue is going on, Michael Myers in the background like this. And the guy who played Michael Myers, there's nothing much to his performance. All he does is walk around like this, with a knife in his hand like this. That's all his performance. Halloween 1, the guy who played Michael Myers did a good job. Halloween 2, the guy who played Michael Myers did a good job. Halloween 4, the guy who played Michael Myers good. I wasn't. He did a good job, but I didn't think The Mask was good. But the guy who played Michael Myers in the fourth film did a good job. It was just The Mask looked awful, but he did bring a sinister performance to the role. And even in Halloween 6, I hate Halloween 6, but he did a decent job in Halloween 6. It's just in this film, the guy played Michael Myers, there's nothing much to the way he played him. That's it, like this right here, like a kitchen knife like this or like this. That's it. That's really much. That's pretty much it. That's his whole performance with Michael Myers. Ellie Cornell comes back as Rachel, but she doesn't really last long. She gets killed off pretty early, which is also pretty bullcrap. And the death scenes are pretty decent. I mean, you got Rachel, she gets stabbed by scissors. Michael Myers has corn thresher and chops his girl. He gets like this claw garden rake and sticks it in the guy's forehead. Let's see now, what else? He gets like a pitchfork and shoves it to this guy's chest. Pretty good makeup effect. He stabs the Tina character. He hangs a police officer, who's actually the guy from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. He hangs a police officer. He like ties a wire around his neck and throws him out the window. I think that's pretty much all the death scenes. I think that's pretty much it. And the death scenes, I mean, the practical effects are pretty decent. It does have decent slasher feel to it. I feel like it has better death scenes than Halloween 4 did because there's more to it in this film, which is weird because in '89 there was like a lot of films still getting, torn to bits from the MPAA. So it's kind of weird how Halloween 5 is more bloodier, a little bit more bloodier than Halloween 4 is, because '89 the MPAA was still cracking down on horror films. But Wendy Kaplan as the new lead, she sort of becomes a new lead. She is Rachel's best friend. She is really bad. Like I'm saying, probably the worst heroine of the franchise. Probably the worst lead heroine, because her acting is annoying. Whenever she shows up, she's shouting or she's talking like she's going like there's a scene where Rachel brings her in the room and she's like dancing around going like it's just really, really annoying. And her acting is terrible. She cannot act. And from what I've heard, she was dating Ray Nicotera. That's the only reason why she got the job. I have no clue. I really do not have any clue if she would go on to be in any other movies. Wendy Kaplan. No clue. I have no clue. And if she did, it's just, she did an awful job. Awful job. She did a terrible job. It was bad. Well, I guess on here on IMDb it's saying Wendy Foxworth. But I do believe that on the film here it says Wendy Kaplan. Yeah, Wendy Kaplan. But I guess on IMDb it's saying Wendy Foxworth. I don't know what else she's been in. She only got 11 credits. The Labyrinth, Homecoming. The rest of the stuff is TV stuff and shorts and Blood Deep. So she really didn't go on to do anything else. She really didn't. Halloween 5 was like her, I think, only lead role, I believe, as far as films go. Her only lead role. She did awful. Her acting was terrible. She was extremely annoying. Just did not care for her character, Tina. Awful character. Unlikable. She's talking to Dr. Loomis saying, "Are you really creepy and stuff?" And she's saying like, she pretty much is talking. She pretty much is, being really rude to Dr. Loomis. And at that scene, Dr. Loomis is trying to protect her. I'm like, alright, that's something Dr. Loomis would do. he's being nice to her. He's saying, "Don't go out there." He's talking about the boogeyman and Michael Myers, stuff like that. And she just goes, "All right, you're really creepy, and I'm not gonna listen to you, and I'm just gonna go." And I'm like thinking, like, is she stupid? I don't know. But she continues to go because there's this party going on, and Dr. Loomis tries to talk to her and tell her because Jamie Lloyd ends up saving her because she can see what Michael Myers is doing. So she sends the police out. She helps the police find Wendy Kaplan and save her before Michael Myers kills her. And it's just, I don't know. The whole psychic, supernatural connection between her and Michael Myers I thought was so lame because there will be these points in the film where, I don't know, I mean, it's just the way it sounds. The way it sounds, psychic, supernatural connection between Jamie Lloyd and Michael Myers, it just sounds silly and dumb. Also, horrible, awful mask. It looks completely awful in this film. It looks like a piece of crap. You can't even tell it's Michael Myers. It really can't. There's a lot of shots in the film where you can obviously see like the fabric over the mask eyes, so you can't see the actor's eyes. You can see it reflecting a lot, so you can tell they put that little, cloth or fabric right there. So really, really bad. It's awful. I mean, I know that I'm not really saying much. I mean, I'm trying to say that just Halloween 5 for me is weird because I hate it. It's awful, but there's some good things to it. It's bad. It's terrible, but it does have some decent things to it. So it's kind of weird for me to talk about it because I do hate it, but it does have some decent things. Also, another really stupid idea that Dominic Gerard doesn't even know I put it in the film is the whole guy dressed in all in black. Black coat, black gloves, walking around with a suitcase sometimes, I believe, with a thorn symbol on his wrist. And they was coming up with some of the most silliest theories during the features for this. They was saying that maybe it was his brother, maybe it was maybe it was somebody related to him, maybe it was I don't know. They came up with all these things that just sounded silly. Dominic Gerard is literally a dumb director. He put so much of the stuff in the film, the whole Thorn thing, the guy dressed up in black, the black coat, black gloves, put all that in there for no reason, just so that it can be explained in the next movie. Dominic Gerard, he did an awful job directing the movie. Has a good atmosphere, but there's not much to the way that it's shot. You also got this stupid idea of these two cops, and I guess it's supposed to be a little bit of a tribute to Last House on the Left. It's supposed to be a little bit of a nod to Last House on the Left. And I love Last House on the Left, the original movie. I think it's a classic, but one of the things I don't like about it is the two cops running around trying to figure out what's going on, silly music playing. That was one of the things I didn't really enjoy about Last House on the Left, the original, is those scenes that involves the two cops. Here, it's done, and it's so annoying because you got this cartoony, wacky music playing in the background, like clown music or something, and it sounds wacky and cartoony, and they're both dumb, they're both stupid, they both don't have no brains, and they're running around, they're playing cards, and then like this prank happened, and this guy goes, "Definitely not funny." Just, they're stupid characters. They're just dumb characters. And they didn't do a good job acting. At least for me, they didn't do a good job acting. And, I mean, they did I do get it. It was a nod to Last House on the Left. But that was one of the things I didn't enjoy about Last House on the Left, was the scenes involving the two cops. And seeing it in this film, it's like, it just, I don't know. I mean, it's I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't funny. It wasn't entertaining. It was bad. It was awful. Um, it's just there's that. There's a scene Michael Myers unmasks, and you see a little bit of his face. And and Matt, Remember After Life, did a great rant on this movie. If you guys check out a great rant on Halloween 5, you guys should check out Remember After Life's rant on Halloween 5. It's really good. But he made a really good point. You see Michael Myers crying. Let's just add on to the freaking problems. We got horrible actors besides Donald Pleasance, besides Daniel Harrison, besides L.A. Cornell. Besides those three actors, you got a terrible cast. You have a lackluster score. Not much of the way that it was shot. Good atmosphere, but not much of the way that it was shot. The just silly ideas, and you pile on this too, where you show Michael Myers crying. Literally, he's crying in the film. It is lame. It is stupid, and it is silly. I have just no clue why I did that. Making Michael, I guess it's supposed to be a real emotional scene, but I don't know. Michael Myers crying, and Michael Myers just that doesn't seem like it should, like he should be crying. Just, I don't know. It was stupid. The ending of the film pretty much is Jamie Lloyd. She is being set up like bait, sort of, or she's being like sort of like bait. Michael Myers is chasing Donald Pleasance and her to this room. Donald Pleasance sort of has her, and he's making Michael Myers come towards his room. He pulls a net down, shoots darts at Michael Myers, tranquilizer darts, and beats him with a wooden board, knocks him out. You think that Donald Pleasance dies, but he's in Halloween 6. You think that his character, like Loomis, dies in the film, but he ends up being in the next movie. Michael Myers in a freaking police station, sitting there, and literally sitting in the jail cell, like doing, like, just sitting like this. Like that. Like, it looks stupid. Looks stupid. And then the guy dressed all in black comes in the police station, shoots everybody in there. Jamie Lloyd goes in the police station. Michael Myers is broken free. And, you know, you hear her go, no, no. And then the movie ends. Halloween 5 is a weird movie for me to rant on because it is awful. There's no denying that. It is awful. It is garbage. It is crap. It is the start of the downhill for the franchise because Halloween 5, it's Dominic Gerard did a horrible job directing it, horrible job writing it, didn't know why he put certain things in the film. It has a lackluster score, has horrible cast besides Donald Pleasance, Daniel Harris, and also the Rachel character, Ellie Cornell. Besides those three actors, the rest of the cast was awful. Just an awful film altogether. Altogether, it is a bad film. But it has good atmosphere, I'll give it that. The main theme, I don't mind. You have, you know, three good actors. You have the Jamie character. Well, you have Daniel Harris, Donald Pleasance, and Ellie Cornell. Besides that, though, the rest of the cast is awful. Decent practical effects, decent slasher film feel, and I mean that's pretty much it. I mean it has a decent main theme of the movie, the theme song. I mean it has a good atmosphere, but there's really not much else to the film. But I do feel like out of the sequels that come up later, like Halloween 6 and 7 and 8 and remakes, I do feel like from this point on, I think Halloween 5 is bad, but it's better than some of the films that's coming up later. But yeah, I mean, Halloween 5, it's awful. It's terrible. It's directed by Dominic Gerard, who had made Omen 4, who cannot write. He made this movie with no clue what he was doing. He didn't know why he put certain things in the script. You got some horrible actors in there, like Wendy Kaplan. You got the guy who played Michael Myers didn't do a good job at all. Horrible, horrible, awful mask. Bad film. Horrible film, Halloween 5. Like I said, this is when the franchise goes downhill. It goes downhill. You know, because you went from Halloween 4, then you get to Halloween 5, and then you get to Halloween 6, and then, in my opinion, you get to H2O, which is not good. It just goes downhill. It really is a franchise that, I mean, it's a franchise that I enjoy watching because I love the first 4 movies, but then when it gets to Halloween 5, after that, it goes downhill. But before I end the review, I wanted to announce that I have the official Facebook page, Horrorboy465 Facebook page. It's all set up. I'll leave a link in the description below to the Facebook page. I decided to make it because I do have another Facebook account. I have my more personal one, but I don't really talk about the channel that much on there. It's more of a personal Facebook. But I wanted to make this page, the Facebook page, so I can be all about the Horrorboy465 channel. So I'll be doing stuff like written reviews, live broadcasts, thoughts on newer horror films, a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, I'll leave a link to the official Horrorboy465 Facebook page in the description below. And yeah, I mean, Halloween 5, it's awful, it's bad, it's terrible, and it really is. It's garbage. It's a garbage sequel. It really is. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review or my rant on Halloween 5. And go and make sure that you guys check out the Facebook page. It's brand new. There's not much content on it right now, but as more time passes, there will be a lot more stuff going on there. But yeah, I mean, thanks for watching the review, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye, guys.